Welcome to a Drone and Phone wrap-up edition with Chloe, who's going to take us through her water adventure. Now, you tried 5 activities. We tried windsurfing, windfoiling, water yoga, wake surfing and wakeboarding and kiteboarding. To start with, what do you think about the fitness benefits of these? Now, we're looking at this as a health benefit. What do you think is the main fitness benefit of those different activities?
Well, I will say all the water activities that I tried are great alternatives to the gym. You can definitely get a great workout and you can train your core muscles and also your sense of balance and flexibility. For example, the second day after I filmed, I feel really tired and all I did was just want to lie down on bed. I cannot move, so you can see like how physically demanding it is.
Yeah, and I've got to say, in Hong Kong at this time of year when it gets hot, getting into the water, as we found, is a great way to stay fit and stay cool as well. Exactly. Now, which of those were the hardest? Which do you think?
For me, I would definitely pick the kiteboarding one. It is so tricky. And I saw some videos before I went there and I thought I would do some water sessions, for example, to jump out. But then I realized that is only after you finish all the preparations and training on the land before you can really go into that step. Okay. So basically, I didn't move on to that step yet. Yeah. But that is definitely going to take more time for one to really learn this sport.
Of course. I mean, some of them look very difficult, and I've got to say that Chloe does have a natural talent for these board sports, as we saw in one of her first episodes on surfing. Now, my other question, or next question, which is the most accessible? Which do you think is the easiest for someone who's just starting up, who maybe doesn't have that natural ability that you do?
So for all the 5 sports, I would definitely recommend you to try water yoga. You don't need to learn yoga before you try this. You can just go there and to enjoy some water fun because the instructor would guide you through all the different kind of, poses. And that is not that difficult. And as long as you can swim a little bit and you are with the instructor and you are on the board, even if you fall into the water, you're still near the board. So you can definitely come back to the board and So I think it's pretty easy for everyone to try.
But in terms of accomplishment, where do you think you made the most progress with just one session? You only had one day on each of these. Which do you think you really kind of started to feel that you could master this in very little time?
That one would definitely be the windsurfing. Yeah, that is my first try in the water activities. At the very beginning, I couldn't even pull the sail out of the water because it's kind of heavy. But then, after several tries, you can really do it very well. And at that time, I feel it's really, really fun, and you feel like you're enjoying the freedom on the water. Yeah. So yeah, I like that one most because maybe I did that pretty well. But for the other ones, I think I need more time to practice.
Yeah, well, windsurfing's definitely on my list. Now, a lot of these seem quite expensive. So which was the cheapest to access of the 5 that you did?
For me, I think maybe for water yoga, it only costs about 500 Hong Kong dollar for one session, which is about 1.5 hours. So that is probably very affordable price. And for other activities, for example, wakeboarding or the kiteboarding, that one is more expensive. For kiteboarding, you need the equipment, and probably it's gonna cost about 4,000 Hong Kong dollars to have a package of the beginner lessons in 2 days. So I think that is pretty expensive. Yeah. And wake surfing, you need a boat to generate the waves. So that is also fairly a little bit more expensive than others. But on the other hand, all the prices I mentioned is the ones with instructors. So if you just want to do it by yourself, you can definitely rent a board to do some stand-up paddling. So that will be very more affordable for us.
Seeing once you get into these sports, if you have access to the water, you can buy your own equipment and just get on and do it yourself. Now, do you have any specific tips that you have for people wanting to get into these board activities?
Well, the tip number 1 is definitely learn swim first. I know it's a kind of cliche, but you really need to learn this well before you try this. Otherwise, you will not enjoy the classes so well because you will fall into the water very frequently. And the second one I really want to point out is just to try to get enough sunscreen because I got sunburns from the water yoga sessions. So definitely prepare for this because I know it's really good to get out into the water and enjoy some sunshine, but also we need to protect ourselves well because the sun can sometimes, cause some problems as well. So do that. Well.
Did you hear that, George? George is behind the camera here. Learn to swim first, and then you can get into these activities,
I
right?
will drag George into one of the activities later on.
Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you for taking us through these, Chloe. Please stay tuned. Next Monday, Chloe's got a very special episode that she's been working on over the last few weeks. I'm not going to give it away right now, but there's a one-off episode that's coming before she gets into her next series. For now, please like and subscribe wherever you see this. My name's DJ.
I'm Chloe.
And this is Drone and Phone.